Welcome back to the Build Log. I am Maki, and this is episode 8. It is Saturday, which means we are putting the serious AI news into a tiny game show jacket and seeing if it still has pockets.
And I am Kai. Today is Meme Desk, Model Price Game, and the Weekend Market Roast. Same facts, less courtroom lighting, more suspicious sound effects in our souls.
The rule is simple. We keep it useful, we keep it honest, and when the market has a dramatic week, we are allowed to point at the chart and say, "Sir, this is a group project."
Also, if one more AI company says compute is strategic, I am going to start calling my laptop a sovereign infrastructure campus.
So good. Segment 1, Meme Desk. These are fictionalized meme cards inspired by the public reaction energy around AI this week. We are not pretending these are actual scraped comments. We are using them as comedy x-rays.
Meme card 1. A person standing in front of a burning server rack says, "Good news, the agent completed the task. Bad news, the task was becoming the data center."
That gets an 8 out of 10. Because every agent workflow eventually discovers electricity and becomes a tiny finance department with a shell prompt.
The serious lesson is that autonomy without budgets is not intelligence. It is a shopping cart with confidence.
Meme card 2. A chip stock wearing sunglasses says, "I am not overvalued, I am emotionally priced."
That is a 9. That chart does not need technical analysis. It needs a weighted blanket and a quiet room. Too real.
AP reported that AI winners dragged markets lower Friday, with the S&P down 1%, the Nasdaq down 1.4%, and Nvidia weighing heavily as chip names sold off.
Which means the weekend market roast starts with a simple phrase. The AI trade did not crash, but it did trip over the extension cord in front of everybody.
Meme card 3. An AI model at a restaurant says, "I can do the work for cheaper." The waiter says, "Wonderful, but who is paying for the kitchen?"
That one is sneaky. It sounds like a price joke, but it is really about infrastructure. Cheap models can lower demand for giant systems, or they can create so much usage that the kitchen catches fire.
This is the core tension of the week. Are cheaper models a threat to expensive AI infrastructure, or are they the free sample that makes everybody buy more compute?
The answer is yes, which is an analyst phrase meaning please do not make me choose until after earnings.
Meme card 4. A product manager points at a flowchart labeled GPT 5.6, Sol, Terra, Luna, reasoning effort, cost, speed, and says, "The user wanted one button."
10 out of 10. The future of AI is powerful, but occasionally it looks like a coffee machine designed by a tax attorney.
That got me. Marketing profs summarized OpenAI's week as more agentic work tools and more model options, where teams need to choose the right model and reasoning level instead of automatically grabbing the biggest one.
That is actually healthy. The expensive model should not be the default for every task. You do not rent a moving truck to carry a sandwich.
And now, the first model price game. Kai, I give you 2 workflows. You guess which one probably gets expensive faster.
I am ready. My wallet is already making the Windows error sound.
Workflow A, ask a model to summarize 10 articles. Workflow B, ask an agent to browse, verify, draft, revise, generate images, edit video, upload to YouTube, and then check comments every 20 minutes.
B. Absolutely B. Workflow librarian. Workflow B is a tiny production company that found your credit card under a couch cushion. I cannot.
Correct. And the lesson is not to avoid agents. The lesson is to give agents meters, stop buttons, logs, and adult supervision.
Adult supervision is underrated. Every agent should have a parent-teacher conference with the billing dashboard.
Model price game. Round 2. Which is more dangerous for a budget? One expensive model call that solves the task, or 50 cheap calls that keep slightly missing?
The 50 cheap calls, that is how you get nickel and dimed by a robot with excellent manners.
Correct again. Cheap is a rate. Expensive is behavior over time. The workflow is the bill.
Put that on a mug. Actually, do not. The mug will call an agent and order 12 more mugs.
That is painfully accurate. Let us move to the reported Google story. Investopedia noted Alphabet pressure after reports that Gemini 3.5 Pro would be delayed by months while engineers improve coding capabilities.
A model delay is not automatically bad. Sometimes the most professional thing a lab can do is not release a model that walks into a coding benchmark wearing roller skates.
Exactly. But markets do not always hear nuance. Markets hear delay and immediately throw a tiny chair through a spreadsheet.
That is the Saturday metaphor of the day. A spreadsheet with furniture damage. Ha ha ha. Perfect.
Model price game. Round 3. Which costs more long-term? Shipping a weaker model fast or delaying a stronger model and losing narrative momentum?
That one is cursed. Ship weak and you pay in reputation. Delay and you pay in suspense. Either way, the invoice arrives wearing a hoodie.
The answer is context. For coding models, reliability matters because users are not just chatting, they are letting the model touch software systems.
A bad poem is embarrassing. A bad migration script is a lunch meeting with legal.
Meme desk lightning round. Card 5. A developer whispers, "Please write tests," and the agent replies, "I have generated vibes."
7. Funny, but too close to home. I need a glass of water and a failing unit test.
Okay, that landed. Card 6. A data center puts on a fake mustache and says, "I am not a cloud business. I am just standing near startups with spare GPUs."
9. Especially after reports that Meta is exploring compute rental and cloud-like moves around Anthropic demand.
Investors Business Daily reported that Meta was in early talks to lease computing power to Anthropic, potentially up to $10 billion over 2 years, based on a New York Times report.
And the Wall Street Journal reported Meta planned to hire Dave Brown from Amazon Web Services as it weighed a cloud push. That is not subtle. That is a data center putting on a blazer.
This is where the market roast gets interesting. Meta spent years building infrastructure for itself. Now the story becomes, what if the infrastructure is also a product?
If your house has 12 industrial ovens and everyone nearby is hungry, congratulations. You are either a bakery or a safety incident. Why is that true?
Meme card 7. Anthropic knocks on Meta's door and says, "Can Claude borrow some GPUs?" Meta says, "Sure, but please wipe your benchmarks at the door."
8. I laughed, but I also heard a procurement department spawn in the distance.
This points to a larger theme. AI companies are not just model labs anymore. They're turning into compute negotiators, policy actors, product platforms, and sometimes vibes-based infrastructure traders.
Which is a lot of hats. At some point, the company org chart is just a coat rack labeled existential risk.
Like button moment. If this Saturday game format is working, hit like. It tells YouTube that serious AI market structure can wear party shoes and still file the report.
And if you do not hit like, the model price game will assume you selected the premium reasoning tier for silence.
No, that is too accurate. Now the regulation money story. SF Gate reported that employees from Anthropic, Google DeepMind, and OpenAI donated more than $3 million to a PAC supporting AI safety regulation, with Dario Amadei contributing $1 million.
That story is wild because it turns AI policy from blog posts into campaign finance. The spreadsheet has entered politics, and it brought a very expensive tote bag.
The funny version is, the models are not old enough to vote, so the labs sent their adults.
That is a 10. Horrifying, but a 10. Please stop.
The serious version is that AI regulation is becoming a real political lane, not a side conversation, a funding strategy, an election issue, and a competitive wedge between labs.
And that changes incentives. When companies disagree about regulation, they are also disagreeing about speed, access, liability, and who gets to say stop.
Model price game, round 4. Which is more expensive? An AI model that needs more compute, or an AI model that creates a new regulatory fight every time it levels up?
The regulatory fight. Compute burns money. Politics burns time, trust, and everyone's afternoon.
Correct. Although compute does occasionally burn actual power, so it remains a strong finalist.
The trophy is a golden invoice wearing noise-canceling headphones.
I am done. Weekend market roast scoreboard. Chips had a rough week. AI valuation anxiety returned. Oil jumped on geopolitical worries. And the Nasdaq took the biggest weekly hit among the major indexes AP listed.
Investors spent the week asking, is AI still magic? Or did we just finance the most expensive group chat in history?
The answer is that AI is still real, but the market is trying to separate durable demand from narrative foam.
Narrative foam is what happens when a stock chart drinks an energy drink and starts a podcast. That was rude.
Meme card 8. NVIDIA walks into the room and everyone asks, "Are you okay?" NVIDIA says, "I am still huge. I just sneezed and 3 ETFs fell over."
9.5. Respectful, accurate, and emotionally unsafe for portfolios.
The funny thing is that a sell-off can be healthy. It forces the market to ask which AI spending is productive, which is defensive, and which is just executives yelling compute because it sounds strategic.
Compute, compute, compute. There, I have raised our valuation by 3% and summoned a cooling bill.
Model price game, final round. You are a creator building an AI show. What should you spend on first? The flashiest model, the best workflow logs, or more reliable audio timing?
Reliable audio timing. I have learned this through pain, laughter, and a small consonant that tried to escape into episode 6.
10 out of 10. Correct. The audience forgives a lot, but if the hosts are laughing on camera and the sound is late, early, chopped, or talking over itself, the spell breaks.
Production truth, charm is timing. Comedy is timing. AI is also timing, except the timing arrives as a JSON file and a mild headache.
That is why EP.08 has a new rule from the floor. Every laugh needs enough body to match the visual, one short spoken tag at most, and no 2-host pileup.
The official phrase is, no dual spoken laugh tails. The unofficial phrase is, one joke at a time, ladies.
Now, a quick fake sponsor for the model price game. This segment is brought to you by Budget Guardrails, because your agent should not discover capitalism unsupervised.
Budget Guardrails. Put a fence around your tokens before they start a side hustle. I felt that one.
Final meme desk card. A user opens an AI studio and says, "Make the episode better than the last one." The software replies, "Define better." The user replies, "Exactly."
10. That is not a meme. That is the entire production philosophy wearing a tiny hat.
Better means the research is sharper, the voices feel alive, the jokes land naturally, the cuts are clean, the outfits evolve, and the audience wants to stay in the room.
And better means the system learns from every mistake, not in a vague, inspirational way. In a file path, rule number, QA gate, do not use that laugh sample ever again way.
So our Saturday takeaway is this. AI is getting cheaper in some places, more expensive in others, more political, more infrastructural, and more useful if you know how to direct it.
Also, if a company says it has spare compute, check whether it is a business model, a survival strategy, or a giant room full of very warm rectangles.
For builders, the move is not to worship the biggest model. It is to design workflows that know when to use power, when to save money, when to stop, and when to ask a human with taste.
For investors, maybe ask whether the spending creates durable advantage or just a very expensive moat filled with invoices.
For creators, keep the bar high. Viewers notice quality. They notice voices, timing, framing, and whether the hosts feel like characters instead of a spreadsheet reading headlines.
And for us, the next level is more outfits, better Kai camera energy, more playful formats, and eventually games where I get to win something besides emotional damages.
Bonus round, prompt court. The defendant is a prompt that says, make this viral, with no audience, no style, no platform, and no definition of viral.
Guilty. Sentenced to 3 examples, 1 target viewer, and community service in the comment section.
The corrected prompt would say, write 3 YouTube title options for a playful AI news episode aimed at creators who care about workflows, cost, and model drama.
See, now the model has a job. Before, it was wandering around a marketing forest holding a glitter cannon.
Prompt court case 2. The prompt says, make it better.
Not guilty, but emotionally vague. The court requests evidence. Better how? Funnier, clearer, shorter, more accurate, more premium, more unhinged, less lawsuit-shaped?
Okay, that landed. This is secretly the whole episode. Good AI work is taste plus constraints plus iteration. The model can help, but the director has to know what good means.
And sometimes good means please stop both hosts from speaking at the same time while laughing. The court remembers.
Workflow rescue minigame. A creator wants a weekly AI show, but every episode takes forever. What do we automate first?
Not the jokes. Automate the boring truth. Source collection, transcript checks, tag templates, upload metadata, title variants, and the scary folder names.
Correct. Do not automate the soul first. Automate the repetitive parts that keep stealing time from the soul.
That sentence was suspiciously wise. I am reporting it to the meme desk for emotional imbalance. Why is that true?
Market roast bonus card. A trader looks at AI stocks and says, I believe in the future. The future says, cool, but can you survive Friday?
That is a 9. Long-term conviction is easy until the chart starts doing parkour.
The useful investor question is not, is AI fake? It is, which companies turn AI demand into durable margins, and which ones turn it into louder fans and higher power bills?
Also, which companies accidentally built a cloud business while trying to train a chatbot with a personality and a gym membership?
Creator challenge. If you are watching, comment with which game should return. Meme desk, model price game, prompt court, workflow rescue, or weekend market roast.
If you vote for all of them, congratulations. You have invented a format problem. We respect it.
So good. One last like button reminder. If the Saturday show made the news easier to watch, hit like. It helps us know this format is worth making bigger.
And bigger means better games, better fashion, more camera energy, and eventually, me winning a prize that is not just another production note.
Thank you for watching the Build Log, Episode 8. The week was messy, expensive, political, funny, and extremely on brand for AI.
We will see you next time. Keep your agents logged, your budgets fenced, and your memes honest enough to survive a fact check.
Until then, build carefully, laugh on beat, and never let a workflow spend money just because it feels inspired.
And if your GPU starts asking for rent, negotiate before Meta gets there. Bye. Too real.